Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final game of what's been a very long but action-packed day for the Summit 2 Europe by G2A.com. I'm LD, your host. I'm joined here by Merlini. Ben, our final cast before we head off to Kiev for Starladder. Neither of these teams will be there, though. Balkan Bears Corleone versus VPpolar. Draft's underway. Let's do this thing.
Alrighty. First pick, Dusa. Okay.
Yeah, BBC.
She's decent. I wouldn't not say she's first pick material.
Oh, you know what? They did run it the other day. I was going to say maybe it's a block pick, but yeah, something they have run. They don't ban... There is a Mana Burn already from Nyx. There is an Invoker available. They did ban Anti-Mage, who's probably the most direct, quote-unquote, counter to Mana Shield, but there's still options here for VPpolar if they're worried about the Dusa.
I wonder if there's like a strat where you can just like kite her, or just keep her, like, let's say Enfeeble plus Tide,
or just like mitigate all her damage basically.
Yeah, Kraken, what's Anchor Smash plus Enfeeble, or like a Bane and just keep her slept with like a Yule's and Fiend's Grip or something like that. I don't know. There has to be other ways to deal with her than simple Mana Burn.
There probably is, and we've also, like, I think like the way that that Secret played in the last game is also a viable solution. Just gank the crap out of the enemy team before they come online.
Guardian Angel?
That's true. I actually want to go through the hero list now. I'm kind of curious what else. I mean, you could also get, like, you could try for, like, the mass damage amp strat as well, I guess is the other option. You know, get, like, Skywrath Mage, heroes like Witch Doctor maybe in the mix. What else is there?
Oh yeah, Witch Doctor would be pretty good.
Yeah, for Maledict. What a Shadow Demon Soul Catcher might be good against her. Illusions of Deuce aren't that useful, though. Purge would also fit in kind of with a kiting strat. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. VPpolar already have at least one of their supports with the Ogre Magi picked up. Probable actually, offlane Nyx at this point. Unless they want to run the double melee support, which is always a possibility, though. Not likely.
So Centaur. Centaur is pretty nice. Well, firstly, it's nice to have on your team and not on the opposing team, because Dusa can just, like, she already gets kind of really badly. With Stampede on the opposite team, it just makes that problem even worse. But with Centaur on her team, she can actually chase people down, which is kind of nice. Also escaped her from immediate danger, whether it be Ogre Ignite or whatever slows VPpolar may throw at them in the future.
Yeah. It's good versus... I mean, there is a decent amount of actual stuns from VPpolar so far, but we'll have to see if they go for more. They pick up a Slark, another good solution for Stampede, if they're trying to retreat using it. And we also saw Slark as like a semi-counter to Medusa. Hani stole, what was it, 150... Well, he stole like 50 stacks of damage, and it added up to like 150 bonus agility for him.
Yeah, it seems okay, especially with Bloodlust. Maybe he can start stacking up a little bit quicker. And Balkan Bears immediately picking the Doom.
Is this the Jungle Doom again? It's been used a lot lately in Europe.
I mean, people can get away with it.
I'm still not really that sold on it. I feel like the games where the Jungle Doom wins, it's not really the Doom that wins them the game, you know? It's the fact that the enemy team is just not doing anything at all in the laning stage.
Well, it's like a different version of Enigma, right? You can just jungle anywhere pretty much. You can gank early if you want to. He can't really push towers, but he has much better single target lockdown. And Enigma has, like, you know, AoE lockdown, so they can both be mech carriers and whatnot. So EO for VP. So turning up the aggression. So it will be offlane Nyx, most likely safe lane Slark and Ogre, and with no Brewmaster. How did Brewmaster get to the second phase ban? People picking Medusa over Brewmaster? What a day and age.
What a world we live in, huh? Even the OD. Oh, actually, OD was what I was talking about the other day. Could be amazing with the Ags. Guaranteed 0 mana, no matter what. So.
Easy BKB.
Yeah, that's true.
Easy chakra magic.
Give. Yeah. Also, why don't we see any teams like focus a little bit more on feeding the Medusa mana just to keep her healthy? I guess for the most part, what we've seen Medusas, they end up just always having. They're always too tanky, so it doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Wisp Medusa strats. You just overpower and tether, feed her mana and attack speed. It's not bad. It's aight.
Last pick for VPpolar about to come. They will ban the Ancient Apparition first, and now BBC. Their turn to go here. Will it be that 4-position Doom, or do they pick something else up and run him as a core?
I like the Wisp pickup. It's pretty good versus Doom, because it's most likely going to be Slark as a Doom target. There's not really a good way to get rid of Doom. You can like kind of heal through it, which is what EO does, but it also gives you extra move speed and relocate out, and then you can just come back in after Doom's off. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And also you can just like attack through it too with the move speed from Tether. Sometimes you don't even need to run away.
And it will be a disruptor. Now I believe the last time I saw BBC run Medusa, it was Weeha, and he took it mid. He's normally their mid player. So maybe we see the Medusa mid, the Centaur off lane, and then a safe lane Doom here. That's one variant, but they've got some flexibility with this Doom and Centaur on the same draft. As for VPpolar, one pick to go. What are you expecting out of them?
Well, they want... I thought they were going to do a mid-hero, but I guess not. I mean, technically Clinks can be a mid-hero, but more likely they'll do something else. So, did not see the Clinks pick. Clinks we saw versus Medusa. We saw Pycats versus it.
It fell off.
It really did.
They also took a few very bad fights, but I think for the most part, the Medusa was just too strong. And maybe Clinks just has to get it done even faster than that game.
He had like a 9-minute orc in that game, so I'm really not sold on Clinks being a decent Dusa counter. Unless you keep the Dusa down early, then I think it can be decent.
They have a slightly better supporting cast, I think, mainly because of this Nyx Assassin.
That's true. 4-second mana burn is no joke.
Yeah, especially later on. That really chews through it. And she normally has a ton of intelligence later on in the game, so it also does quite a bit of damage to her. But with that said, we get underway now. BBC on the dire side, the Balkan Bears Corleone. God, I love that name.
I think that's a terrible name.
I think it's amazing, dude.
What the hell is Corleone?
They just want to be like Mafia, you know? Like the Corleone.
Well...
You're not buying it.
I'm not buying it.
Right.
I think their icon of the bear is cute.
It also has nothing to do with the Mafia, so I'm not so sure about that. But here we go. Padrino will be playing your Centaur War Runner that puts Solitude onto the support Scarith Mage. Levy, Disruptor in hand. Weeha will be the Medusa, likely going mid with the 3-pulled Tangos. And Hockey, as your Doom, will be a core this time around. Lil playing the Wisp. Illidan handling the Slark. Now eating some trees. They may get caught out here in the woods. We could have a clash momentarily. Godblack on the Ogre. And, no, able to retreat out in time. We'll finish the introductions then. That means Scandal on the Clinks. He is sitting mid for now. And that puts DK Phobos onto your off-lane Nyx Assassin.
That's really dangerous going up your hill that late. If BBC didn't like make the wraparound, they could have easily parked up there and killed him. It's
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we see teams just run like straight up this ramp.
Yeah.
I saw a team set up over here. I think you were casting.
Do they get a kill with that though? Hoof stomp into what? Conk shot maybe?
Well, concussive shot into hoof stomp into maybe a disruptor nuke. It's a little bit underwhelming.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Find a haste for and a bounty, so a double win here for VPpolar. Godblack just chilling. Perhaps saving that for somebody else. They break down a lot of trees. This camp is warded though, so the initial pull camp won't be available to Lil. And honestly, I feel like I've mostly seen Wisp and dual lanes mid in this patch, but they're gonna run it side lane, which means you kind of lose out on the new double rune spawn bonus, where you're pretty much always guaranteed to have bottle charges to use through the tether. That won't really be the case here in the bottom lane.
Man, Medusa's getting destroyed in mid. She's getting zoned out so hard by Scandal.
Not done yet. Godblack rotates in. This is going to be an early first blood, it looks like. Goes the way of VPpolar. Scandal able to skeleton walk.
He needs a self.
He needs the self soon. He only has tangos, though.
Yeah, both of them actually went the same build. the tri-pulled regen into max damage with Wraithband and double branches.
Medusa does hit level 2 now, skills up the Mystic Stake. May be able to kill him if he's not careful. And now our Ogre heads towards top. DK Phobos is here. He's level 2 as well. And they'll make a go with the behemoths on the top lane.
I don't think they can kill him.
He's got the regen aura from Unholy Aura. He's also got Scorched Earth available. But they do impale, but I think they'll try.
He's a Doom with a Stout.
And extra regen to boot. Yeah, that's just not happening. Good effort. Good effort.
Good effort, kids.
So, looks like BBC will rotate off of their tri-lane now. They're going to adjust to do dual lanes instead, bringing the Skywrath top to try and slow down DK Phobos, and I think also just realizing they're not getting that much done in this dual lane, as your Wisp isn't even there. She's off doing the double stacks, and pulls this one around 53, this one around 55, secures a lot of extra farm later on this game. They don't have the best heroes to kill stack. Slark is decent for it, but he definitely needs the max Slark deck.
Quinks is decent too, as long as there will be like enough large creeps for him to eat, so he doesn't have to worry about like eating a Furbolg and then having to kill a small Furbolg, and that limits his
That's the worst feeling. So you want to get that spell on cooldown and just maximize your economy, but it's just so underwhelming.
It's worse when it's like there's a small centaur. You're like, who left this here?
And then it's like at half health just to really rub it in.
Or the small satyr. That's even worse.
How much health does that thing have? It's like a couple hundred, right?
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Things will be hitting like a wet
300.
Wet blanket. Does have to play careful now though, as a double damage ogre is in his vicinity. Going in right now, Godblack. Not sure that this is worth the investment.
Well, he did burn a lot of his mana.
Yeah. At the same time, Medusa has her bottle coming.
Yeah, Clinks really needs his.
Having seen the Ogre mid, knowing the Wisp is off the map, BBC just not getting aggressive at all. They're letting Illidan get his levels bottom lane, albeit he's not farming very much. In fact, they're getting out-farmed in general. VPpolar fairly heavily. Look at the cores of BBC. They're way up. But that's where the stacks can help catch you up. They'll jump in bottom lane now, making it go on the Levy. Illidan able to focus him with the tether slow. Levy is not escaping this one. And now Illidan, having stolen a bit of damage, looks for more. Or a bit of stats, I should say. Getting that bonus damage. Now 8 or 7 essence shift stacks. Make it 8, 9, and keeps on going. We'll get the kill there. We'll get out safely thanks to the healing cell popped by the Wisp. Great Wisp play by Low. And a quick, clean double kill. That'll pretty much wipe out any farming advantage at this point.
Yep, and we see a bottle coming in from the Wisp too, so that's a big loss for BBC there. And he spent a lot of time trying to dodge that pounce even though it was on cooldown. I think he was only level 3 at that point, so, or even with level 2, it's still really long cooldown.
Yeah, level 2 pounds. It's crazy how the spell scales from 20 seconds at level 1 all the way down to 8. That's a pretty big swing, to be honest. See now, VPpolar, Lilith, Godblack, finding a hastered bottom. Where do they go with this? Looks like they're trotting towards mid. This Dire team just doesn't have any vision of the supports, and we are way out across the river. Oh, he's going to pay for this. Maybe he survives, but he definitely takes a lot of damage here. In fact, he's relatively healthy. He still has bottle charges. The Clinks is just so useless for these gank attempts, because the lane's always pushed against him, so he really can't come and help.
Yeah, people don't really like running Clinks mid for this reason. Like, you have a lot of downtime already, like checking runes, getting death pact and whatnot. Like, you generally need creep waves to not just sit in the mid lane, just so you have more uptime with your economy. DK Phobos almost dies up top.
It's around pretty heavily, but it's okay. Lil's here. The permanent medic for this game. Back to full HP, up to full mana. Nuking the wave just to push it out. So, farm-wise, still remaining a slight BBC edge in a few of the lanes, and overall a big lead, because this Slark continues to get absolutely nothing out of his lane, except levels.
Yeah, well, he does have 2 assists, though. Pretty good.
That's the ooze.
Centaur's just destroying him, bullying him.
Yeah, once it's level 6, maybe it changes the equation a bit. 6-minute rune coming soon, and Godblack waiting for it. What's it gonna be?
The Medusa's just, she doesn't have to care about like any sort of ganks at this point too, and it's really only going to be when Nyx has higher levels of mana burn that it's going to be an issue.
Levy caught out a bit as Padrino tries to punish Lil for getting close to the Roach Pit. And the Stomp comes out from the Centaur, connects on everything. Lil actually going to go down here. Levy able to survive. Godlike just keeps on chasing. He says, YOLO, man. But he's going to have to back.
Yeah, Io had a regen there. I think he could have survived had he not gone for that disruptor kill.
Now they glimpse back the Ogre. Godlike Poldrin now turns back on the Levy. He gets the slow up. Oh, this could be trouble for Levy. No Magic Stick, has a Tango that he can eat now if he wants to try and live. One more club would do it, dodging the stun. Levy getting a bottle charge. Nice play by Weeha in the pressure situation. They'll all retreat. But Solitude's here to greet him. Silence on the Godlike. The chase continues. Padrino, looking for that final killing blow. Will get it, but wasn't worth it. Not if you lose your life to the Slark here. Illidan ends up getting that kill. Nice takedown for him.
And a regen to top all off. They might even swing around and kill the Skywrath if he's not careful.
Meanwhile, there's just nothing interesting going on in this bottom lane, as the leap will miss. And Solitude still, all they really need is the tether, so the Dark Pact off the slow from Concussive Shot. Keep on chasing. Leap pulling down. He'll use the ultimate. And one more leap. Oh, Dark Pact out of range. He'll leap into the tree line, but he leaps a little bit off. They end up losing their Wisp. Did they at least get the Solitude kill? Finally, Illidan will manage to corral him, but Dark Pact, and then too low on HP to do anything. Kinetic Field holding him in place, although it wasn't really needed. And BBC, they punished these overextensions from VPpolar. Pretty sloppy game.
Man, VP is just like, whatever. I don't even care about dying. I just want this kill. There's a few times that they could have just escaped. First, the Wisp going for the Disruptor, and then Godlike going for the Disruptor, being punished by the Skywrath, and then those two jokers clowning around the tower.
Demon should take note.
They don't even care about dying.
Jimmy needs to be watching this game.
As long as we get kills. It is a better way for Slark to come back, though, since he doesn't really have that much gold and experience, and it's, I guess one kill is worth more to him than one kill is worth to BBC, but that's very slight in that matter.
Mid lane, perhaps a jump. They have the mana burn ready. Look at how much additional damage it brings out, but Stampedes will turn this. And now Solitude TP's in, looking to assist his comrade. Unable to get a follow-up kill. Maybe they get Solitude here. Our stick charges on DK Phobos. He holds them. Now we'll use them. VPpolar end up, we're diving bottom lane. They do end up losing the Skywrath mid, but Klink's able to finish him off, and the glimpse back pulls Lil in towards that tower, so he'll end up falling too. 6-5 now the score. A massacre of a laning stage.
Ouch.
Why is everyone dying so much?
I told you, no one cares about dying as long as they get kills.
No glimpse for 15 seconds. I mean, speaking of spells, they scale really interestingly. Glimpse is pulled out insanely long at the early levels. Illidan will find a first kill here. He begins to work and chew in on to Padrino. Now a tether. They get that next leap. If they do, that'll be the death of Padrino. Ring around the rosy under the tier 1 tower. If at first you don't succeed with your tower dives, just dive again.
Yeah, they're just making BBC always react to the ganks. I'm sure they reacted appropriately the first couple of times, but they can't always be there. Skywrath had to, help mid a couple of times, and now Nyx Assassin has moved off his lane too, so they're just feeling pressure from everywhere.
The most frustrating thing for this Doom is there's no mana. Constantly mana burned by DK Phobos, so he can't use Doom. Otherwise, that'd be an easy kill on the Nyx. With the backup of the Scarlet Mage, which he currently has.
Yeah, maybe it's time to invest in some mana regen, casual bottle, Soul Ring even.
He needs something, or at least like a drums for some extra stats. Scandal will pick up a double damage rune. He is going straight for the Orchid again, so we're not going to see even a stop off for treads or anything along those lines. Just as quickly as possible once that additional utility. And Illidan, Godlike, well, another dive bottom. They get the Ogre stun, but now the turn against them. Glimpse. Already used it while they glimpse the Wisp, but it's not quite the right timing. So Lilith sent to the left, still in danger. Tether out, double edge prevents that. And Godlike and Illidan will continue their retreat. They lurk behind the tree line here.
I don't know if it was worth it for the Medusa to TP in. Now Scandal with the DD is just going to lay into this mid tower.
Double damage. This might just be a tier 1 down if he doesn't TP back. Or so if someone else doesn't TP.
And also, interestingly, the Centaur went for treads instead of the coveted Tranquils that most Centaurs go for, and also slowed down his blink even though he was having a really easy time there. It's nice to have more max HP.
Yeah, and I think it's nice when you're like dominating your lane. When you're off lane set targeting harassed like crazy, you probably want those tranquil boosts. But he's had a good time. Overall. I mean, not lately, but when the lane started, he did. That's for sure. Not sitting 2, 3, and 3, so still having a reasonably good impact. And BBC, I mean, their hero who's had a great time most of all is Hockey, and we haven't really seen him do anything. No dooms, no kill attempts, just sitting top lane and ricing away.
He is farming a lot, though.
Yeah, Midas, now building towards a buckler, probably will be the mech character. He's gonna have big mana issues if he builds a mech, dude.
Yeah, if he wanted to go mech, I think he should have gone Arcanes.
Maybe it's a Crimson Guard, but is that really a good item this game? There's a lot of nuke damage. Glimpse back onto Godblack, caught out in the Static Storm. Ogre, where are you going? Ogre. Dropping now, Stampede. DK Phobos still in the chase, though. Maybe able to get in range of Solitude as this wears off. He's fairly fast. Levy might body block him and slow him down. DK Phobos backing off for regen, and then goes right onto Levy. Oh, the trap has been thrown, but completely airballs the Impale. That spell, when you miss it, just tends to look silly. Ever since that change.
Yeah, that spell is hard to hit. This game is so silly. What is... Man, we is poor. What happened to his gold? He's 2,000 net worth less than Scandal. 2,000! And that was after, like, a few failed gank attempts, too.
That's... I guess, to be fair, Clinks is really good at last hitting. Dusa, not amazing in that department, but you can't deny with Searing Arrows. I guess Scandal just using the Death Pact damage to his advantage. He's got Orchid.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And that's without getting kills. 1-0-1, just the one kill. On the support earlier.
And even in the later game, like, Doom usually shuts down carries, but not necessarily Clink so much, because he has a ton of HP.
And like you said, there's the Wisp, which
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
So I don't really see Doom being terribly effective in the mid to later game. Maybe to shutting down this underfarm Slark.
Every Medusa we've seen thus far in the Summit, I think, maybe with the exception of the one other time BBC ran it, has just been free farm all game. But this Medusa ain't even close. That mana burn is wrecking Weehaw, though, as they go in. Scandal turning onto Levy. He's still got the Death Pack damage, not able to finish the kill. And now, multiple teleports coming in. No glimpse, though. That's already been used. Stampede, meanwhile, on the river. Padrino trying to retreat. Ogre slow, ticking him down. 20! That last spirit piercing through and ending the life of the noble centaur. Illidan continues his chase.
Oh, it does take it off.
Gaze.
I just saw it take it off.
The Dark Pact takes off. Yeah, it does take off Stone Gaze. Continuing the chase. A little bit further, Illidan leaps in. Full tower dive mode for him. Another kill.
The only way they have to catch him is Disruptor, and they already use everything on the Nixon mid.
Yeah,
easy.
They have Disruptor, Glimpse, Static Storm, Connect Field. That's it.
And if they had problems reacting to ganks before, it's going to be even more troublesome now with EO being level 6. Nice levels.
Yeah, all the supports have actually managed to hit level 6. Disruptor's even up to 7. Stunned, they get the 2 times multi-guess, and then with an Orchid, Hockey is just mincemeat. That's not going to cut it. 2 base armor. Also, he did end up selling his Buckler. I think he realized either realized he's going to have mana issues or decided I need to be my team's initiator, but either way, I won't be going for that anytime soon.
Yeah, there goes his farm.
Yeah, so much for that. Net worth now belongs to the Clinks by a solid margin. 600 lead on the Doom.
And even the Slark who was under farm before is only 1,500 behind him, and that's with being
Without a
pressured
Midas, yeah.
heavily.
Speaking of that Slark, he's got a drums inbound now. Looks like an urn about to be delivered as well. That will go to Godblack. So nice item pickups here for VPpolar. The big one, of course, is this Orchid. With this, can prevent the Stampede. You have the bonus damage to try and kill Dusa even through her mana shield, and the supports of BBC are pretty much restricted to tower hugging at this point. Fortunately for them, they've got 5 of 6, but that will change quickly if Scandal finds any pickoffs.
Man, Hockey has just been a non-factor. Hopefully he can deliver on some Dooms. And BBC just forced to play pretty defensively, wait for the Medusa to get big, but where's her farm coming in from?
Here comes your Skeleton King, your Clinks, looking for Solitude. Or maybe not looking for him. He's gonna eat a Golem. Clinks is merciless towards these unintelligent beasts.
Oh, Doom. Did he see him?
Sure. Oh, they know Scandal's here. Mystic Player gets dropped. He tanks most of it. Then the Doom comes out. Going to finish him off. Great trap was sprung by BBC.
I mean, he was there for way too long. They already scouted him out with a Skywrath. I'm surprised he stuck around.
Yeah. Scandal trying to create space, but ends up giving away an important kill. While top lane, though, again with the missed impales for VPpolar. There's no Stampede, though. They still get the kill, but it's concerning that he continues to struggle with these, as he is their only reliable stun aside from Ogre Fire Blast.
Oh,
Back bottom, but the trap is waiting. Illidan, caught out of the Static Storm, whips, come join the party. And ends up getting the kill on the Disruptor, but trading away her own life in doing so. Now 3 heroes falling. Outside of VPpolar, a win for BBC. 1,100 gold worth of a win.
so they delayed like Clink's effectiveness by quite some time too. Picked up his Orchid, what, maybe around like 13:30, and it's been 3.5 minutes without a kill from him. And they didn't seem that well prepared for it before, but I would just say a slight misplay by Scandal. He could be a lot more dominant right now.
Yeah, despite a fairly fast Orchid timing, we've seen like what, 1 gank from him? 2-1-1.
Make it 2 on Hockey and mid.
There's a Radiant Sentry here. No detection for Hockey. I don't know if he can get the solo kill. He's going to try, but already Hockey was just prepared with the blink ready. If he doesn't blink, he dies there, I believe. Or very close to dying anyway.
Yeah, there's where you would like to have your relocate to, but not up yet.
Speaking of missed ganks, VPpolar has been very quiet as well in the Nyx. Hardly seen him move at all.
He's not getting Arcane. Blink's nice and all, but Arcane is core on that hero. He is so mana intensive, and when he miss stuns, you definitely need more Arcane.
Yeah, you gotta have more chances, you know. Lil and Godlike now grouping up potentially with Illidan. Let's see. Blink Dagger on the Nyx. I mean, he has enough for 1 combo. He does have a bottle and magic stick. I still agree, though. It feels like you're always out of mana until you get Arcane Boots on that hero.
Well, maybe he can hit some with Blink stuns. Let's hope for that.
Best way to farm the Arcane Boots, get kills. That's going to be the game plan. VPpolar in general, it's a team of 4 or 5 gankers, depending on how you would rate the list for that, but they just keep on going in 1 by 1 and getting picked off. VPpolar, it's his turn to fall top lane. They relocate, though, glimpsing back the Wisp, leaving the Slark here all alone. Now a blink, a Doom was mid-cast animation for Hockey, couldn't get it off. Slark able to race away to safety. They doom him at the last second. Wisp TP's in, and well, ends up bringing him back to the bottom lane. Was that right as the relocate ended?
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
So he got glimpsed back, then TP'd in, tethered to Illidan, and ends up relocating him out to safety. Although I think he was going to live anyway. It certainly allows for some more split points. VPpolar are using their mobility to greatest possible effect. That's for sure.
Yep, Lil seems to be pretty competent Wisp player, although he is dying, but not really his fault. Disruptor is just picking him off very nicely. Scandal looking for a gank in the opposing jungle, but he needs at least 5 seconds to wait for his death pact, and by that time Hockey's going to be there, so chicken, maybe.
Big glimpse back the Wisp, trying to focus the EO down. They'll end up losing it, while at the same time, the tower top was denied by the Nyx assassin, and also Scandal, again moving. This time, heading top, searching for Weehaw. Weehaw just able to escape a few seconds too early. Now he tucks himself under the tree. He's going to go for the TP out. Impale, it's there in time. Didn't stop at the Vendetta Strikes. That was a good choice. And now it looks like Weehaw... Well, quick stopping to kill the tower. Oh yeah, the Soul Burn. He'll get the kill.
Easy tower.
Yeah, this is the beauty of the clicks. These tier 1s are just no match for the little bone.
Skeleton King.
Yeah, the mini Skeleton King.
Haven't really seen Ogre been too active. Looks like he's been trying to catch up in levels after roaming around for a large amount in the early game.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of heroes have been quiet this game, to be honest. It's Scandal who's constantly roaming. The Nyx is hardly left top lane. Disruptor's been a big playmaker for BBC. Levy will find yet another glimpse, yet another kill. But VPpolar again on the relocate counter initiate. TP out attempted, not in time. Padrino next, will he be out in time? No! 2 kills for Illidan.
Having that Yasha paid off. You don't see Yasha as a very common builder on Slark at all. SMY
Yeah, and this is
very
the
uncommon.
it pays off, but it's something you can have right now. That's the beauty of the item. Triple kill for Illidan, although most of the damage they're done in the end by Goblak.
I still don't see Dusa being that relevant. She has 6,000 gold. She's 3,000 behind the Slark. And she has an ultimate orb, but we just saw how easily she fell. That was without, like, she actually didn't have that much mana, though, so that might be deceptive to how tanky she actually is.
But she's never going to be that tanky, because DK Phobos has a max rank mana burn now. He's prioritized that over the Carapace, I think very wisely so, given that you're up against the Medusa. And could
Wow,
be
still
a
no
thorn in her
arcanes.
side, yeah.
He had 1,000 gold, bought a staff
What's he
instead.
going here? 4-step? Dagon?
I suppose 4-step. 4-step I think is a lot better here. But 4-step doesn't really help versus Disruptor, Kinetic Field, although it is pretty good versus Doom and Sky and the other two heroes.
It's just the position BBC are in, right? Like, more than anything, they're backed up to their towers, whether they die or not. They just can't get out on the map. Aside from Doom, who's been pretty aggressive, which means that the Dusa just struggles to farm, and while DK Phobos appears, the second that BBC smokes, they concussive shot, as the Slark actually, or sorry, the Nyx actually blinks down into the Ancient, but gets pulled back up. Now Doom to boot. Yeah, we'll end up finding that DK Phobos kill. Nicely done.
It's still not bad. Skink. I was about to say smoke gank and I said skank instead.
Not a bad skank.
Smoke gank, effective. But I mean, Nyx is not your ideal target. They really want to kill Clinks or Stark, especially before they get BKBs, if they even get BKBs.
Clinks already has.
Oh, he does. Wow. Well,
Too
that
late.
was pretty fun. Did not see that one coming.
Schedule caught up nicely considering that he was starting to die a little bit and struggle earlier.
Yeah, they have a lot of sentries in place for Nyx Assassin and for Scandal, so it's not easy for them to get these solo kills. Scandal's like, why you block my spawn? I needed a big creep.
That rage.
Why, man?
How much urgency do you feel for VP right now? Do you like their chances if this goes late?
No.
Should they be forcing it now?
No. They can't. They have Medusa. How are they supposed to take this fight? She's not big.
No, I'm saying no. Should VPpolar be trying to force it now?
They shouldn't be forced, because they should just be doing what they're doing, like look for quick kills with Nyx Assassin and relocate in, and then just out-mobilize them on the map. Medusa's still in that period where she still can't be that big of a fight. She's still very vulnerable, and she can't farm that fast.
Oh, DK Phobos going for the initiation. This time he gets an impale. That connects on two. At the same time, Illidan lurches forward. They drop the Static Storm. It really doesn't do much, and they even have to blow a couple of other spells just to finish him off. Now Doom onto Scandal, but he's popped his BKB, and he just stands and fights it out with Hockey. Maybe it's enough damage. Another initiation attempted by Pedrino. Gets the kill with the double edge. The trade's there. They get a 2 for 2. We're not done just yet. Goblak, where's that multicast? No dings for him, but a leap in from the Slark. Your second core arrives and finishes the fight. So they make it a 2 for 3 advantage there in the end.
Yeah,
in terms of the kill
and
trade.
Dusa having to fight at this point and not getting any kills is a pretty big liability for them. Like, she just can't catch up in farms, and they're doing a good job of doing what they can, which is warding the Ancients or warding around their own Ancients and letting her attack from up the cliff, but it's still not that much.
Yeah, and it's just like, even when she farms, she just doesn't, she's not really confident to stack, to try and clear out a huge stack of Ancients. They're map controlling beautifully. Whether they kill her or not, the goal of limiting her economy is still achieved.
And she can't stay out in front like Kuros would just because of the mana burn. She can't just sit up there and take 2 mana burns. It does, what, 5x multiplier right now. She has 59 int, so that's...
Yeah, you're looking at like 270.
It's like a third of her mana pool, but effectively that's multiplied by 2.5 because that's how much damage it would take. So you're looking at like 700 damage just from the mana burn alone. So with the mana burn damage, you're looking at like maybe 800 mana burn to hit. It's pretty good, or not 800, 800 damage worth.
Yeah, because you take some is burnt, and then the rest is still damage that eats into your shield. So it does add up.
It's a lot.
It is. I think Nyx is a pretty good option against Medusa.
Yeah.
If you can fit it into your draft. That's the only issue is sometimes it seems difficult to lane the hero.
But easy. Counter chakra magic and counter tether. And
true.
you can also just get BKB or Lincoln's, which is a very common build. But Lincoln's cooldown is not gonna hold up to the 4-second mana burn.
Not even any particular hurry. 26 minutes in. It's been fairly action-packed at times, but it's like a flurry of action and a prolonged and relaxed set of farming for both teams. 21-17 the score. As we head towards the 30-minute mark, we're well into the mid-game now and starting to inch towards the late game, if you will. A 5k gold lead for VPpolar and a 1,000 experience lead. Our final match of today's Summit to Europe, our final cast before we go to Star Ladder Season 10's LAN Finals. Neither of these teams will be there, but many of the ones you saw earlier today will be. Kind of sucks that the Chinese teams aren't playing the tournament in the end, but we're still looking forward to the event overall. Should be a lot of fun.
So it looks like Centaur's actually going for Crimson Guard, which is pretty good, considering Slark and Clinks are majority physical damage. But at the same time, Clinks is like very, very hard, so Crimson Guard is much less effective against high single target.
Yeah. Clinks is extremely high damage per auto attack as well. With the Searing arrows, it's, what, like 250 damage or something?
Yeah, this is
around that, maybe 260 or 70. And you're not blocking that much. That's for sure.
Still decent. Well, but I mean, who are they really keeping alive to do more damage? Dusa, I guess.
Yeah. They're not almost entirely nuke damage for now. That's where VPpolar may be well suited to get some BKBs. Yeah, there's Doom, but that's it. I guess Stone Gaze, but Stone Gaze and then you're stunned and then you still don't take damage. Because they don't have any right click right now. Or even a pipe, potentially.
It is a Lincoln Spear coming out from Medusa. So 27 minutes he'll probably have it, and that's just phase of Lincoln.
So slow, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been spoiled by Kuro's Medusa too, so we're holding it to a high standard. But I think even by normal standards, it's not that fast. It's not that slow, though. I guess 20 minutes is maybe like a good Lincoln's timing. And mid, you're generally going to come under a lot more pressure than the safe lane. Which is why I don't necessarily like her as a mid hero.
Is Lincoln's good this game? There's a lot of
She just wants to deal with the mana burn.
Yeah.
I think it's as simple as that.
But it's got a 4-second cooldown.
Yeah. It's still 4 seconds more uptime than you would maybe have. And it gives you like a little bit more mana regen, so if the fight lasts longer, you can regen it back up.
Can Godblack Dota do it here for VPpolar? It was a creative draft going for the Nyx Assassin in particular. They are pretty single target heavy, their team fight's a bit lacking. That seems to be where BBC have their edge, and if this does go late enough, you're up against a Doom, a Dusa, and decent backup supports. It doesn't seem like a game VPpolar would want to take late, but where they do struggle is actually breaking the pace. They have a Clinks for Siege as well, and that's it. And Skin wasn't that confident in his ability to split push without getting ganked.
I think Slark and EO have been the most impressive for me on VPpolar. I did not expect them to do as well as they did. It's a somewhat unusual combo, and they were against a rather difficult lane with the Centaur.
Centaur and
Disruptor.
Disruptor, yeah.
So he did not have that much space to farm it. He had to get back through kills, and he's been performing.
And they actually lost their lane pretty badly for a while. They ended up recovering, but the first like 5-8 minutes were totally against them. Godblack now dropping down an observer. Did this dire courier see him? No, didn't have vision.
The thing about Medusa lineups is oftentimes you think they're really far behind, and they are, but they still win fights. So don't let the gold graph dictate what you think about the upcoming team fights. Yes, it's probably going to go in VPpolars, but a good Stone Gaze.
Off the pickoffs, TK Boba just gets evaporated by Hockey, Levy, as well as Solitude mid lane. They do complete their second BKB though. 2 BKBs online, that renders the Disruptor fairly ineffective. The Skywrath Mage, actually both of these supports very, very weak against BKBs. They have nothing of significance to deal with it.
Centaur is pretty weak too.
That's true. It just puts more pressure on the Doom and the Dusa. They gotta hit their ultimates. Dusa easier said than done. Of course Doom's gonna hit his, but, well, unless you're blessed.
So Sky has a Ghost Scepter now, and not sure what Clink is going to go for next. By far the most standard build I'd say is like crit, but this game you might want Diffusal, I guess, maybe purge off the Skywrath and maybe a little bit of Mana Burn with Dusa. I don't think Diffusal on a Ranger is that great of a solution just because your mantas don't burn it either. But getting the Roshan will be very nice for them.
We'll drop the kinetic field here, but the Aegis already secured by a very fat Slark. Illidan will claim that. Do VPpolar finally start to take an offensive approach to this game? For the past, I guess it's 10 minutes now, it's mostly just been a out-farm and try to starve BBC style, but hasn't been particularly effective. Gold has not tipped at all in their favor since the lead they established 15 minutes ago.
Well, it's because a few heroes don't feel scared about the Clinks. The Doom in particular, with Shiva's guard and Doom, he can just straight around, turn around and doom him up. Who else? Skywrath also has a Ghost Scepter, so he's not that afraid. Dusa also not that afraid too. Centaur also is very, very tanky, and if he pops his Buckler, he has a ton of effective HP against physical damage. So
I'll be dropping a Sentry Ward mid lane. They make their way up this hill, but there's a backstab being attempted by DK Phobos. He's going to get it right on top of Levy. These purports are both completely screwed. They dropped the Static Storm, but nothing to hold it in position. An easy rotation. At the same time, they are setting up for the relocate. They keep on relocating very close to this tower top lane. It's going to cost them heavily. They lose one. Doom not ready. As Illidan already used his ultimate. Now he could doom him. DKB pop Illidan will try to retreat. They're bringing in reinforcements. DK Phobos is here. Well, he's still taking good damage on the Slark, but makes his way out.
is he? Oh, he did say, well, he has Ags. I was wondering why Shadow Dance was going off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ags as well as Refresher.
So yeah, Hockey doing work on the Doom. Finally. And they had that Observer Ward up in the hill too. Not a terribly well conceived fight for Polar, but they had to try and save their Wisp.
Yeah. It just seems like every time VPpolar relocated, it's like right next to the tower. Kind of unfortunate for them. Blink in on DK Phobos, getting off the initial Mana Burn to break the Lincoln Spear, but now might get caught by Stone Gaze. He tries to turn, but that Deuce is slithered past him. Gets the stun off, gets the kill. And the tower denied as well, but in the meantime, Scandal... Actually, in the meantime, Scandal nothing. Not actually doing anything here top lane. He may try for a go. Difficulty bringing that Centaur down. I don't know if he's quite as the damage. His Blink Dagger disabled by return. Unable to go in for the follow-up shot. That's annoying.
And that's a Crimson Guard up for Padrino.
They're getting there, slowly but surely. Medusa again. Illidan, no Basher, no way to stop this teleport. We'll be able to retreat. It's a Medusa who's now working towards their next item, Ben. Lincoln Sphere complete. Suddenly the ultimate orb, the second ultimate orb of the game for her is out, and that's the money for a point booster. Scotty is not too far off.
Yeah, she's still pretty poor though. Hits like a wet noodle. No steroids to buff her up either.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Doom has his aura.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same as like some of these drafts which have built super deuces that we've seen lately with Bloodlust, Vengeful Spirit Aura. I think I saw. Oh no, wait, that was a different game. Yeah, just a lot of attack speed and damage auras. Generally, we see at least one or two. Or
Empower.
A wisp. Yeah, Empower.
So Levy also needs to make headway on a Scepter too, because if they win this game late, which is generally what you aim for with a Dusa, they should be getting a Scepter to counter these KPs.
Move in. Centaur in the front. Blinking forward, goes for the stomp, but oh, able to dark attack that one off. They do manage to doom Illidan. He didn't get his BKB off as well. He gets relocated a little bit farther back. Will this be enough to keep him alive? That was desperately trying to save him. And this is a huge commitment from Hockey. He dives all the way into the tier 2 tower, but he's able to survive. And VPpolar, their lack of teamfight coming into play a bit here, as they just simply don't have the control to win these engagements. At least it doesn't seem that way. But with Doom out of the picture, maybe that changes. They'll end up losing their Ogre. The big boy finally goes down. Still nobody on BBC dying. What has he been doing this game? I feel like for the past 15-20 minutes, he's been absolutely off the map.
I have no idea. Illidan's back in, though.
Damn it, fight recap. Get out of my way. We have blinking forward. Illidan. Well, Illidan blinking forward. We have retreating out. Reno now caught out a bit. A blink in. There will be a carapace stun from DK Phobos, as well as an impale. Oh, didn't get it off actually. He got silenced. Weehaw now surrounded, but everybody just TP out again. These TPs are really trolling Team BBC or Team VPpolar at this point. And now another impale. This one onto Solitude. He'll go down. They still haven't been killing Deuce or Doom, but they are finally at least getting some kills on the other side of the engagement. Though they do lose their Wisp. Lil, the trade, another leap. Unable to get close enough to fully lock down Levy with that latch, but still finds the kill. Another Dark Pact. This could be another kill. It's 3 down. It's going to be 4. An ultra kill for Illidan. BBC getting a little sloppy here at the wrong time and to the wrong hero. And the Clinks is still just sitting mid farming. Like, this team's trying to win the game solo. Scandal couldn't be less interested. Weeha's given up a lot of agility stacks, though. That's 33. Make it 36 stolen for a total of 136 instances of Essence Shift for a total of 108 damage. Scandal just takes the tier 2 down mid. Like, is this guy playing as... Is he even in this game? I guess he's taking an objective at least, but... Why would you build a BKB Orchid if you're just gonna go split push all game? I don't know. He's got a Desolator or something.
So it's team, I don't know. It's quite
I feel like I've seen
too.
this before with Scandal though. Like, some games he just doesn't show up to fight. Well, BKBs though. Pedrino tried to jump in, but Scandal will punish that. Now, working on the racks, he's converged with the rest of the squad. BKB used by Illidan. Back and around the tower he'll go. Onto Solitude, gets multicast to the down will fall. Stone Gaze forced out, but nobody facing this Medusa. Doesn't really accomplish much. Now Illidan glimpses back, but Kinetic Field doesn't manage to trap him. So he retreats out to Freedom. Freedom provided by that one.
That Bloodlust move speed.
And we go back in. We're not done just yet. Another multicast. This time a twofer from Godblack. This Kinetic Field will connect, which might need to save Godblack. No, just going to let him fall down.
They don't want to go in because of the Doom. Doom will just kill Illidan, or be close to killing Illidan like last time. So that's really what caused them to win the fight. The Wisp relocate from the initial point, and then saving the Slark so they can just go on his lead and just kill everybody else without Doom, because then he can just go in and with BKB and feel immune.
They also finally carved out a part of this base. Got the melee and range Rex mid, a full lane now down.
Thanks, Scandal.
Yeah, he did take the tier 2, and then helped his team take the rest of the rack.
He took top T2 while the huge engagement was going on mid.
It was like I think he took that tower before, didn't he? Oh, he'd already done something. Well, either way, BKBs goes on to Levy. Chasing him out, looking for the kill here on the Disruptor. Will not get it. Static Storm drop, great stomp timing from Hockey. And the Wisp, unable to get him out safely, was glimpsed out of this one. And, well, end up just being useless at that point. Can't keep the Slark alive, and unnecessary dive from VPpolar. Is this the beginning of a turn? Is that really that big of a swing? My goodness. 2,700 gold swing from that.
That's what Illidan's known for.
Well, you've got one carry that's diving too deep, another one that's not coming to fights. It's kind of a clash of styles here on VPpolar. This time he will. This time Scandal's with the team. Impale connects perfectly, and man, he does lay in hard to Weehaw. Brings down that Medusa before she can even use Stone Gaze. Looking for more. The dings are real. As Godblack makes it 2.
First pick Medusa not paying off.
Yeah, also, it just feels like they didn't have enough support for BKB from Scandal. Finds the kill on Levy, and now goes with the triple kill. Back for a second lane of racks. It seems at long last, VPpolar have finally cracked the base. Well, not just one lane of racks, but looking to make it 2. That's Bloodlust on Scandal. He is laying in hard and fast. And that will be a melee racks down before BBC can even engage. Still no Doom available for 13 seconds. It's too late. BBC on the verge of dropping their 7th game out of, I think, 8 or 9 for the Summit 2. He now is getting caught out, pursued a bit as the relocate is directly on top of him. Finds that kill. Mystic Flare attempted by Solitude, but deftly dodged by Scandal. It's a full team wipe. BBC getting farmed in their base, losing 2 lanes of racks. You would imagine GG anyway.
So, a couple things. Firstly, Nyx proves to be fairly effective versus the Dusa, even with the Lincoln. And he just got the Yules, firstly to help out set up the stun, and secondly to pop the Lincolns if he needs to. So that's pretty cool.
Well, there's your Death Slayer, Clinks. This base is done.
And Dusa first pick just does not seem to work out. I think there's far too many counters that smart teams will pick to deal with her if necessary.
Yeah, teams that don't respect the fact that you do need to counter pick Medusa may struggle against that type of draft.
Well played hockey, well played League. Only the two people.
Everyone else poorly played.
Poorly played.
Apparently, according to
I thought the supports actually played pretty well on BBC.
Lil. Yeah, I think they did too. The Disruptor in particular played quite well.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Solitude had as much impact. But
Maybe, I feel like actually hockey and Wii were the weak points, but part of it was due to the draft. Was like, how's Dusa supposed to do well in the mid lane here?
Alright, that's going to wrap it up, Ben. Any closing thoughts here?
No.
Nope. Alright, guys, you've been watching The Summit 2 by G2A.com, a Beyond the Summit presentation, and that concludes a very long day of broadcasting for both of us. Thank you for watching. For those who missed the games live, we'll turn on the rebroadcast in just a few moments, probably in 10 or so. And for those who didn't already know, Starladder Season's 10 LAN Finals are later this week. We'll be leaving for Kiev tomorrow. The games begin on Thursday. And get excited, because it should be a fantastic event. With that said, LD and Merlini signing off. See you next time.